since you have to
Right.
have covers over
Just starting up, that's all. What temperature does it say it is now?
70.
It'll go off in a minute. I set it to 70.
That's
It's just a lot of heat in the room all of a sudden.
Thank you for telling me.
Yeah,
But you're
that'll pass, so the month will be by quick.
all right.
It's gonna be over soon.
Yeah, I'm gonna go in here in a second for people that come in.
The coil on the low, regular coil was the low power one, so I was going to do 50 watts here. I think I did 52 or 53. Why do we smell like water?
Secret noise.
Water.
It's running water.
Is that through the air conditioning system?
Oh. Sounds like a creek or something.
Yeah, we're right off the creek here, so.
Oh,
It's
that's right.
a river, American
We're
river.
waterfront.
I'm thinking
Oh,
Brundle.
water-cooled computer. Water-cooled radio. Water-cooled radio. Maybe we have those,
Yeah, that's the river. Just right on the other.
Well, I do flight simulation.
Oh,
That's
so
what the
the
computers that they use for flight
They
simulation.
don't stop flush.
They were cool.
They are now.
Not mine.
Yeah.
I didn't want to do that. Look at it.
Those are massive processors.
I have the big processor. I
Yeah.
have an air cooler.
Did you get one? You finally get a processor?
Yeah, but I didn't. I never got the video card.
Oh, that was right.
Yeah.
My son has one of those. The
Liquid cooler. I don't know how. I tried to hide my computer. That's the new stuff.
Well, I'll tell you what, let's start by checking ourselves in. I'll check in, Chris. What's your name, Chris? Gillis, got it.
The speller was right.
I don't know, CW ought to be good, definitely.
That's not
his initials anyway.
Yeah, I have good initials.
So we've got Chris here, and I'm here.
You were sure?
Well, I'm contemplating.
Right.
Dennis is here, ZI,
Yep.
and CIM, Dave,
And I don't think here.
and Matt, N6C. Hang on, I keep wanting to say CQ. I see UQ.
Who's he?
Matt's from the, Matt is a new member, but he's also
Oh, yeah.
from the CW class.
Oh, cool. Yeah.
And then you have Neil, KL7, you know the whole call?
Yeah.
Okay. And then Bob, PGQ,
Mm-hmm.
and Bob, UBK.
Yeah,
Obviously, you
UBK.
came with it.
So that comes out.
Did you drive or did
Two.
I don't know.
Three.
I think Dennis drove. He drove.
Yeah.
And
Hopefully
hopefully we'll have another one or two people that end up showing up. The noise you're hearing is the front gate because I'm just monitoring the front gate in case somebody shows up. Don't want to.
I got 7, right?
Sadly, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. If you count yourself.
Yeah, let me read back here. I'm trying to get one. I got you, I got me, you, David, CIM, Matt, and Leo, Bob, PGQ, and UBK.
And then Dennis.
Yes, I just did it, that's right.
Yes.
Sorry, Dennis.
So forgettable.
I don't know where you went. You ran down.
So sorry.
Like last week,
The turn was up.
okay.
He just didn't see you there. All right, so I guess we should at least start. I'm assuming that John AI6W will show up because he's coming all the way down from was it Castle? Newcastle. So he's gonna probably pull in.
We probably counted Bitcoin.
Yeah, he's counting his Bitcoins before he came over. Yeah, maybe. Oh, here he comes now. I think. Is that him? I'll let him ring the bell. Actually, that might be Carol.
Okay.
Yeah.
I just passed it back and over to there.
Yeah, Carol's.
Right. Okay.
Oh, and it looks like John's here too. So Carol and John as well.
And,
And AI6W.
When you get that?
He just got it, like a few,
no, we got some AI now.
like a month or two ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
What was
it's-
before?
He must have freaked out here.
He was,
He should have got AI just me and let me look.
yeah, right. He was N, or K,
What was it?
AR5,
Yeah.
AR5K or something like that.
So you already had heard that one.
Dark.
Yeah, he was out of, he had like a Texas call. I think it was AR5, I don't remember.
Sometimes I feel like I keep cold, because on contest I keep on saying, oh, you guys from being in Alaska.
Yeah, honestly, the first time I met Carol on the air, it was a very big disappointment, not because it was Carol, because it was like this super loud Puerto Rico station.
They're from Puerto Rico. I work here. They were
Oh, it's Wilson, it's not John. Wilson, what's your call, Wilson?
N6 EMF.
N6 EMS, Wilson.
Like remote for it.
Yeah, so change your lock. John will probably show up, but get Wilson in there.
Get there.
So, did you guys carpool?
No, we just arrived at the same time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw you did.
Sorry I'm late.
No, it's fine. We haven't done anything. I
Not
figured.
really late, yeah.
Figured.
No clock, so I'm just
Yeah,
late
like
before I can be here tonight. How's that? Is it?
Yeah, people are taking their time, so it's alright. Not a big deal.
Everybody's was shopping.
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
I know
it's been okay.
L2
Getting,
he said that he's got somebody
consistent,
coming over to the house tonight, so he won't be able to make it here.
Okay.
And
I thought he was going to LA.
No, we're not.
He was supposed to.
I don't
Say, you going to LA?
Jennifer just came back.
Oh. Okay.
Went to an auto race.
I went to a what?
Auto race.
Oh, an auto race.
That was LQ. Oh well. So much for my memory.
What do you need memory for? Right, sorry about that, just checking the mic. So, hello to the two people who are watching online. There's a little wave for you. The sign-in sheet's going around. If Wilson and Carol signed that already, you can pass that forward. And I've already forgotten what I was about to do. Oh yeah, now I remember. All right, thank you, Dennis. So that brings us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So we're at 10 now. We're
We're at
waiting on John to
Waiting on John. Yeah, I just-
show up.
Hand license plate, you did that on a horn, and people will wave it. You do that now, and they can't even take it.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. You know, when we used to send code on the horn, and it was people would understand it. Now they just think that you're crazy or you're honking at them. But I still make sure I honk in every single tunnel I ever go through. You know, that's without exception. So.
Single towns only? You don't do it for the married towns?
Oh.
Did you hear
I'm
what
hard
I
up the
said?
last.
Are you having a hard time hearing this?
No, I'm fine.
No,
Okay.
it's fine, it's a translation, I think.
Is it lost in translation?
Yeah.
I think CW is road rage, huh?
Yeah, that's what it is. It's a microaggression for those people.
Yeah.
So, of course, everybody knows we had the bug roundup. Somebody's pulling into the lot. We had the bug roundup, which was fun and exciting. I'm glad that people were able to participate in that, and that was good. Before we really get going, anybody who doesn't know Matt was in the CW class, and he's a new member. This is your first meeting here, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So Matt's call is N6CUQ, but he's going to fix that. CUQ.
Papa, QQ?
Yeah, no, Charlie.
Or CQQ?
No, we can't even have that. C, Charlie Uniform Quebec.
Oh, CUQ, oh, all right. all
Yeah,
right.
he's gonna fix it, don't worry.
Well, we're not doing TW here, so,
That's
Well,
true.
we should be.
Yeah, right.
yeah, that could be interesting.
I should have just had you send it.
That is Chris's
Carol.
first language.
I know. As a baby.
Yes.
I knew the other one too, later, but
Um,
anyway.
So before we really get going, is anybody have any business that they want to bring up or anything new and exciting that they've done, seen, or heard? All right, Wilson.
So, I'm an IEEE member and I get this magazine every month, IEEE Spectrum. I didn't read the article yet, but there is something called home clustering for Raspberry Pi.
Oh,
So now they have a motherboard. If anybody wants to see it, I'll pass it around. There's a motherboard kind of with these card slots. And they have a new form factor for Raspberry Pi,
so it's like the old days where you had a backplane and you just shove your Raspberry Pi
you shove
into
your
them?
Raspberry Pi boards onto this board. And what it can do is
Wow.
eliminate all your power supply and Ethernet cable and
Sure.
USB connections.
How many Pis per board?
This one, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And
Are the headers vertical or horizontal?
they're vertical.
So you turn the board on its side and plug it sideways in?
Yeah, and the reason they're doing this, you probably know already, but
No.
folks have a difficult time managing their packages on different versions of the operating systems and this and that. So it depends on what you're running on one board. You might not be able to run that on a certain operating system. So, and then sometimes when you update the software or the OS, it breaks something. So they figured out sort of how to cluster them. So I don't know. I don't know about the Raspberry Pis, but I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, that is kind of interesting. I don't want to learn anything new though. I'm done. I've said it before. I have no interest in
Hey, you're
learning.
gonna get like us now.
Yeah, I've learned all I want to learn, and if I don't know it now,
You'll never know it later.
I don't care. Unless I need to know it for some reason, I'm done. No more learning.
I mean,
for
you're
me.
not gonna learn Braille.
Well, yeah, I kind of learned some of the alphabet, and then I realized that
There's not much to it.
I don't know. I figured I'm lucky I can see where the bumps are, so I don't. It's like if I couldn't do that, I don't know how you find them all, like on a wall or something, where something's marked. You have to go searching for it. So I figured I'll just read the plaque next to the Braille.
Yeah, we're,
But yeah, I did learn. I think I learned the numbers, and the numbers are the alphabet. The first few numbers of the alphabet. Isn't that how it works? Or is it different? Is there different characters?
different row, different cell, same thing, but different cell.
Oh,
Different-
oh,
Down
okay.
a cell here, another dot down.
Oh, okay,
Down
yeah,
one
down
step.
below on the right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So, and I learned sign language. I actually learned.
Oh, sign language, yeah.
I learned sign language so that I could travel around the world and talk to everybody.
Hey, dude.
It was the greatest idea. I thought,
It is.
wherever I go, I'll be able to talk to people.
Is that right?
It's universal.
No,
Hey,
it's not.
ASL.
And then and then I went to
That's not right,
France
huh?
and I tried to have my first conversation and they just looked at me and they said in
Shook
English,
their hands.
you're speaking English.
So you
And-
want to talk in English?
yeah, and I was like, oh man, what a waste
It's a
of
classic
time. This
thing.
was.
That's what they call it ASL.
I mean, and I'd been learning it since 6th grade, but I was teaching myself, so it wasn't like I
Yeah, then you
went
got
to any
Italian, man,
classes.
sign language, where they wave your hand.
Yeah, and then I remember when I went to Japan the first time and I set up the radio and I got on the air and everything sounded right except nothing made any sense. And I was like,
Conoco.
what? Yeah, it was like they're almost speaking English, but once in a while there was just like a character. I would be like, what was that? I can't understand what it is that character is. And it didn't do so well for me. So I don't speak Japanese Morse code either.
Oh, the Conoco, yeah.
the Kana code, is that what it's called?
I was wondering how they do that, cause they basically use symbols, not letters like we do.
Well, yeah, but they have,
So how in the heck do you do that?
because they
on
have
a
printed, they have like English printed characters too.
They had to, when the keyboard came out, computer age.
Yeah,
I did
you
have to work
can't-
with it, yeah.
You can't
Can you
draw.
spell a spell check for it?
Well, they can. They have their own keyboards, so.
Yep.
But yeah, they're not characters on the keyboard. It's regular letters, but they still say the Japanese word with English characters.
Hmm.
So, you know, whatever, Kenochiwa is K,
Kenochiwa.
you know, Keno,
Is
however.
that what they did in World War II, I wonder?
What's that?
I wonder if that's what they did in World War II, it must have been.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not sure.
very crypt.
Cause they did use CW.
Oh, yeah,
crypt.
I'm sure, but maybe a lot of it was,
It was.
you
It
know,
wasn't
cryptic
It wasn't clean.
ciphering and
Yeah.
that sort of stuff, so it wasn't, really, we didn't need to speak because they were just sending messages, just like our military did
Yeah,
with the Q codes and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So here's the article for those at home that want to see if I can get it on camera. This is that board that
Turing.
shows, it's called what?
Turig, I think.
Turig. Oh, Turing Pi. And there's a picture of the.
Well, it makes sense that they do that. It's
Well-
so inexpensive.
But at the same
You run
time,
out
it's
of
like,
things to do on one.
so this is for the Pi, the Raspberry Pi computers. You would plug them in. So it's like an old backplane. I don't know. Personally, if you're going to do this, why not just get a PC or a Mac and you have all the power you need?
And virtualize it?
Sure. Just do-
Strawberry pie. That's
Yeah.
what-
Depends on what you're doing, some of them are
Yeah.
single function.
A cracker
You're right.
pie.
But those all function on a single bus, right?
Mm.
They're not separate buses.
I think they're PCI like bus.
Right.
Yeah.
So they're all connected together.
And the big thing is they're substantially connected by Ethernet.
Right.
You know, that's really the thing. It's like a gigabit
Okay.
bus for Ethernet.
Yeah.
That's how they really do it.
I could see if you're trying to build an inexpensive, fast computer,
Yeah.
and it's compact, and of course, if you had one product that you needed to take on the go, you could just unplug that Pi
Right.
and things loaded on an SD card. You could just shove the SD card in
Yeah,
and you
get a
you
whole
walk
row in.
away with it. But like I said, I'm not learning anything. I'm waiting for banana pie to come out, and then cherry pie.
Yeah, now
I'd
you're
like-
talking, now you're talking.
Yeah, oh, we had a
Yeah,
great,
go
you
for
know
it.
what, if you are having a Christmas dinner and you want an amazing ice cream pie, my wife, she made this
Oh,
pumpkin
yeah.
cheesecake pie. And it's, if you like pumpkin cheesecake or pumpkin pie, it's the most
Was it
amazing
an ice
thing.
cream or a pie?
It's an ice cream,
Oh,
but it's in a 9-inch pie.
Sure.
Oh,
So you get,
man.
you know, it's probably 2 or
You-
3 inches thick and has, you know, whipped cream dabble
You don't mean
all over it.
the
and
fake
then-
stuff either, you mean the real.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's all handcrafted ice cream, and I think she charges like $30 for a pie.
Yeah, you don't show
So
up on
it's
New
not
Year's.
that much more than if you were to go get a handcrafted real pie.
Yeah, sure, you're
I
paying
mean,
buck for that.
yeah, I mean, I think that's what they're charging now, is about $30 for a regular pie. If you go to I went to Smart and Final and they were getting $12 for a pie.
Yeah,
And that's
oh,
a
yeah.
Smart and Final pie, so.
Costco is $5.99.
Yeah, Costco is
Costco
pretty
pumpkin
cheap.
pie.
And it's a really big pie too.
It's a good pie, yeah.
But it's a bit thin. It's a bit thin. But this one is just really delicious. So if you like, it's like having pumpkin pie a la mode, because you're getting the pumpkin pie and the ice cream together. And it has this ginger snap molasses crust she makes. And she does all the crust, bakes it up herself. It's not like she's crushing up ginger snap cookies. She bakes the ginger and the molasses. It's pretty interesting. It's delicious. That's all I could say. I would have saved you a piece,
Did you
but
come up with your own idea?
I ate it for like 3 nights in a row. That's about all it took. I don't know why the kids didn't want it. They wanted Rocky Road, so they ate
Well,
Rocky.
I'm still on the Cheeky Girls ice cream distribution, email distribution.
Yeah, you
Oh,
probably
looks like
should have
they're
seen.
busy.
Yeah, it's she's keeping up with, you know, the season. It's of course gonna start tapering off with the cold weather, but you know, if you want a pie though, I would say definitely. She also makes it in a little tiny, like a 4-inch, 5-inch, like these little tins.
That the
So
kid-
if you want to just get one, and I think that's like six or.
Temperature cannot affect it, because you probably know Alaska has the highest per capita.
Yeah, and
consumption
I
of ice
told her
cream.
that. I said I heard more people eat ice cream in the winter than they do in the summer, but
Yeah,
I just figure that's because it melts faster in the summertime, so people don't want their ice cream melting all over them.
Love to have an Eskimo pie.
Yeah, right. So, as far as club business goes, I just want to let you know that we renewed the club license. So, if I should die, you're good for another 5 years? I think. No, I think for the clubs it's only 5.
Well,
Yeah. The interesting thing I found about that is the club doesn't have to pay to renew the license, but you cannot renew it through the FCC. You have to renew it through a group like the ARRL.
oh,
very strange.
Yeah, it was very strange. I received the paperwork, and of course I opened the envelope and I was reading, it was telling me about how we should renew the license because it was ending in January.
did John have a copy of all this?
No, but I should get him a copy. That's a good point.
Okay, you did?
Yeah, remind me, and I'll send you an email with a copy of the license.
Do that to me as well.
Because you are on there, I named you as an officer of the club, so you technically, if I die or something, you could just switch it over to
We
you.
don't
We
wait
get
that
all
long.
all the keys and the radios and everything else, all
Is
that.
that how it works? Okay.
Yeah, well.
That's right.
So I do believe it's 5 years though, and it's.
Oh, they did it this year, right? The renewal?
Yeah, I just renewed it this
Yeah.
month. So they
Right.
sent me the certificate in the mail, and of course it's not like the old days where you got the yellow license.
Yeah.
It's just that white
Yeah,
piece of
print it up
paper
and that's
that
it.
says copy, copy, copy across it.
Yeah.
Official document.
I guess yeah, that one says official document, not copy. It's when you go online and print it, it says copy. That's right.
Well, where did you get the one that said official?
They send you the official one.
Send you a link.
They didn't send
Yeah,
me.
they send you a
No.
link. It's still a download, but there's
Yeah,
two
okay.
versions. There's the official document, and then there's the copy document.
Okay.
So,
Talking about the club, I've been away for a while. What about the membership for 2022? Is it due already? I don't
yeah,
have a-
typically, like tonight, on my notes here, I have to remind everybody that it's that time of year when we start to pay. The dues aren't technically due until January 1st, but we've already had a few people pay. I will let you know that even if you pay tonight, I prefer not checks because I really don't want to have to go to the bank and handle all these checks. But I'll take them if that's what you have. I've taken all the member list except for one member actually. I need to make a note before I forget. We have a new member that just signed up. That was Andy. Andy was also in the class.
What's this, call?
Andy's call is KK6. I better look it up because I'm sure I'm bastardizing it. Hang on. You haven't received an email for him yet because he hasn't responded to. First, I send out the welcome to the club. Make sure your forwarder is working, and I have not received an answer back from him. So, until he answers acknowledging, I don't want to announce him because in the announcement you'll notice at the bottom it says if you want to send a welcome email, and I hope you all do.
Right.
Click this button or send it to this address. Well, if his forwarder is not working, you guys are all sending email to nobody.
Was it Andy Stevens?
No.
Andrew?
Rosenau? Yeah.
Okay.
I think, yeah, Andrew is Sylvester. In the class, Andrew was Sylvester, and Andy was Rosenau. Or the other one was Andy.
W6AWS?
No, it's KK6ZGD, I believe. me see here. Unless, of course, I'm just completely wrong, which is very possible. Let me see.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he's the only Andy.
I can imagine.
And then, like I said, I could be completely wrong, but I believe,
Original, yeah.
in any case, it's KK6 said GZ, and I was going to I was going to do something. What was I going to do? See, now I've already forgotten what it was. I was writing a note to remind me.
Dues.
No, oh, add him. Thank you. And
Is it ZGZ or ZGTG?
That's, I don't know what
Z Golf Zulu. I think Z Golf Z Golf. Actually, it's not Zulu. It's Z Golf Delta.
ZGT.
Yeah, ZGD.
There's a
I
new
didn't
member.
know you played so much golf up there in Canada.
Yeah, right.
Papa Golf Quebec.
Yeah, right. Okay, so in any case, what I was trying to say, and that's what reminded me, and thank you for that reminder, John. The way it's going to work now is I have been putting everybody into the PayPal system for an automatic renewal email invoice. So don't be offended if you receive an email from PayPal asking you to pay your dues. If you've already paid them, just ignore the email. And if you haven't paid them, then you can use that opportunity to pay online. Makes it a lot easier for both me and the club. If you want to pay early, of course you can. Just go to the website and let me see here 1 second. I believe if you go to the website on the right-hand side, I'll tell you what, let's do this real quick. And then let me switch this over for the people at home to see as well. Find the window. Okay. So, if you go to the website and you look on the right-hand side here, it says W6SFM membership. If you click on that. Now, normally what you would do is you would go up to the top here and you would say join W6SFM. And what that does is it gives you this beautiful application to fill out to join the club. But because you're already a member, I don't need that. I just need you guys, unless you've changed any information. So if you've updated an address or a phone number, or you got married and you want to add your wife or husband, you know, you could do that. But otherwise, just click here on where it said club membership. Click on that when you get there, and then just select regular membership. Okay, and then there is looks like $1 fee for the PayPal fee, covers PayPal. PayPal raised their rate too. They're now 3.34% plus 50 cents. So it's getting
That's
pretty.
50 cents that bothers me, that's the point.
I know. Well, you know what it does is it takes the 3.34% in a small sale, like $20, and it pushes it to like 6%. Because that's a big fee. So in any case, just add it to your cart. Once you have it in the cart, if you already have an account, you can check out with your account.
You can do that. Sure.
So in any case, it's there. A lot of you guys already have accounts because you paid online here. And that'll just let you pay by credit card. Even though it's PayPal, it'll still let you, as a matter of fact, let's see if we can kind of do it. So just hit view your cart. Your cart's over here on the right-hand side. But we could say check out and then ask you if you're a returning customer. If you are, log in. And then you can just put your regular information in here. Where it says company name, it should say call sign, obviously, but I have not changed that because I don't feel like going into the PHP code and reconfiguring it. Someday I might. And then, of course, when you're done, it will say you can pay by Visa, MasterCard, American Express, Discovery, which I think used to be Diners Club, or PayPal, of course, and then just proceed. and it'll ask you, I imagine, it won't let me because I don't want to fill all this out. But when you proceed, it'll ask you to make your payment by one of those choices. It'll say, do you want to pay credit card or do you want to pay PayPal through your PayPal account? And if you have a credit card attached to your PayPal account, you can pay that way through PayPal and it'll take it off your credit card too. So there's no shortage of ways to pay your dues here. The other thing is, you know what I want to do?
What's wrong with giving you a bill before we leave here?
You can.
Okay.
Yeah, I take cash.
It is-
Cash, so cash goes into the, cash goes into the, cash goes into an envelope. I don't generally, unless it gets to be too much cash, I keep a petty cash around. So if we have donuts on one of our events or pizza or something like that, there's money to pay, so I don't have to pay you back later. Yeah, I don't have to go to the bank and I don't have to send you money. So we do keep a little cash. I think we have like 40 or 60 bucks in an envelope right now. So, you want to buy the donuts? Chris has decided he's going to buy us donuts for every meeting now.
Yeah, right.
Oh, that's not what you meant? No. So in any case, this is the way.
I mean, it would be a big deal, really.
Yeah. So again, unless you're changing your name and whatnot, or your call sign changed, of course, you want to fill that out so that you can have your new call sign here. But otherwise, you don't really need to fill out the application. Just do the membership. But if you have a 20 on you now, save the $1 from PayPal and just and you can do that. All right. So that's
You don't give any cash discounts?
No.
$1.
$7.
It's the $1.
Yeah.
So yeah, there is a cash discount. The dues are due by, there's two people. Let's see
January 31st.
who's here. Is that going to be Elk Grove? Who's in Elk Grove? Who's joining us on live feed in Elk Grove?
Okay.
It's you.
And Antioch. So welcome to the, no, I don't think so, because we show up as Carmichael, but it's possible. In any case, if you do ever want to see who's online, you won't see who they are, but you can see where they are. If you've not seen this globe before, by the way, all these little red dots indicate hits of where we've been, someone has visited our webpage from. So if you really take the time to poke around on here, you'll see, there's South America, and we're all over South America. We don't, last I looked, we didn't have anybody in the South Pole. Now, still nobody on that continent. Too bad. But if we scroll over here, out in the middle of the ocean, we're all over New Zealand and Australia. Look at that. We even have somebody on the west side of Australia.
Tell you what, I just rebooked another Antarctica cruise. So when I go, I'll get online and I'll check with you just so you have
You're
a
cheating,
copy.
Neil, but okay. So look, we've got people, out in the Solomons.
Permission to
So we've
operate
got,
on the ship?
No, you can check online.
you got the Philippines and the
Through
Solomons,
Echolink or anything.
all over the place. So
Yeah,
anyhow,
that's no fun.
Yeah, you can get permission, but you have to get from the captain. and
Right,
the country.
right.
there's Europe. Europe's a pretty crowded, isn't it? That's almost like the States with their, with
I don't
our,
think I'd take a cruise if I couldn't pound brass.
yeah. Here's an interesting thing is, that's Carol, Sacramento. So look at the proportion of East Coast versus West Coast. We're all really, for the most part, stuck right here on the edge. And then look how sparse it is in these areas in the Midwest.
It's like the contest.
Yeah, it's just like the contest.
We
So-
are on the edge.
Yeah, in any case, and of course, if you want the world to go real fast, you can spin it real fast. So if you haven't seen that, poke around and enjoy.
Like ABC News, the world's going backwards.
Right. There's a lot of things on this website,
It's not flat?
It's flat. The world's flat, John.
No, don't you see? It's round.
Oh, okay,
That's a
good, good.
satellite image.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, Pioneer Square, really, Pioneer around in
Pioneer
Tennessee.
round, yeah.
Yeah.
Unless,
Yeah.
unless you're in the army, then it's square.
If you go here, you'll see that there's news and events. I don't know how many people actually go and visit our webpage, but things do get updated from time to time. So here's NEA. He just installed the new 6-meter antenna. So, talks a little about his 6-meter antenna. And
Yeah, I worked
then
him on that the other day.
here's a NARC radio meeting where I did an interview in the UK. And then, of course, this video here is about K6KPA. And then this is still here, which I assume is still active, right? Are they still giving the certificate for the ARRL code reception? Okay, so that'll remain there. But yeah, things do change on these pages, so be sure to check them out. And of course, if you go to the home page, you'll see that, we talked about the Bogus Story contest coming up in April, and the beginners class is, you see, already scheduled for April 13th through June 15th. So if you know anybody who wants to take the CW class, they can sign up right now. I've already got, I think, 3 or 4 people who have signed up for it. And then we talk about the Bug Roundup event on the home page, and then this is that thing that we did at N6NA or did at N6NA about the rig expert. And there's always this information here about next month's in-person meeting, and
What's that gonna be like?
it tells you about what we're going to discuss and what we have. And then finally, at the bottom, here's the solar report that Tamitha Smith does every week. Scove, sorry, thank you. Yeah, so she has this report that comes out. It's really a great report. We've seen it here in the room, so we don't need to hash through that. But also another place that a lot of people don't visit where they should is, look at that. So who's this? See this? We have somebody in,
Oh, man.
where is that, China? Looks like China, right?
Oh,
So right now we have a visitor from China checking in. So if you're on the live feed, China, welcome. All right.
Probably gonna.
What I was going to tell you is one of the things is the helpful links page up here. There's always new links being added, and one of the new links that was added recently is this one here. I don't even know how to pronounce it. I'm not going to do well, I'll try. It's pronounced Siuchi, maybe? And it's really interesting because what it does is it's for practicing your code. But it's the best, hands down, the best code practice thing I've ever seen because it's very realistic, and we can hear it here in a second. So I'll choose a frequency. So let's say I choose 400 hertz. I'll say we'll choose 20 words a minute. Or, well, let's just for the sake of it, for some other people here and online, we'll go to 15 words a minute. Make it a little more comprehensible.
Is it far or is it-
Volume 100%. Okay, so then what you do is you put your name in. So your name would be, Bob, just for the brevity of it. And then what you do is you say, what kind of simulation do you want to hear? In this case, it's set to a computer, but look at all these choices. Paddle expert, paddle novice, straight key expert, straight key novice, straight key horror. Bug expert.
Oh, man.
Bug expert, bug novice, bug nightmare. Precious snowflake.
go to those today.
Cootie, Elmer, Farnsworth's versions, and random key. So let's just say bug nightmare is a bug nightmare too. So I'll put it on bug nightmare, and then you can select what things you want to practice. You want to practice name, the rig, the call sign. So we'll just, for the sake of it, we'll say the name and the call sign and the QTH, okay? And then what happens is you say start, it sends the code, and it's like one sentence, and then you answer what it is you copied, and you only need to put in the pertinent information. So, for example, it'll say, "Thanks for the call. The name here is Bob." You'll put in Bob, and then it'll tell you if you're right. So we hit start.
Can't hear that, man.
They named it, right?
That. I'm gonna try to do that
That's only 15 words a minute. Now he told you what his he told you what his QTH was. It was a very long. It was very long. QTH. It sounded like it was Slavic or something because it was OVH something. But
Yeah.
I wasn't listening hard enough to see. But that's the bug nightmare. Now, if we
It's a
go
bug
to
nightmare.
like,
It's a very good nightmare, yeah.
so here's a straight key novice. Oh, it's waiting for an answer, but it's okay. Now I'll send the same thing, but as a straight key novice.
Definitely a Slavic or somewhere.
Yeah. All right. So, and
Not as
then,
bad as the bug nightmare.
no.
That was a.
But if you hear
surprise.
like, here's a paddle novice, I'm just imagining they'll just put spaces in where they don't belong, or it'll double space. That to me is a nightmare for a paddle.
Well, let's see. Oh, bad one. Yep.
All right, so I typed in the name and it's Ostrobzich. I don't. It's a real place if you look it up.
You got
And then what you do is after you've typed that in, because you know he was telling you the QTH, then you hit answer, and if you get it right, I think it sends a C for correct, or if you don't, it sends a question mark, and then it shows you down here what it was and whether you got it right or not. So here I'll hit answer. So there it goes. So here comes the next one. Name. Here. So Vic, that's a pretty simple one. Right? So we're getting DX. All right,
That's
so
like a, don't
as I said, you have a lot of, and then here's bug. So there's the bug.
That's not bad.
Now, do you notice that he's sending too many characters on the third character? He's sending too many dits. So he said what, S5 3, but he sent it as da I think, or something like that, or da.
yeah, that's probably three. That's
Yeah, I wasn't listening close, but I noticed there was too many characters. CQ. Da.
Right.
So you know he's trying to send a 3, but he sent 4 dits.
No, he didn't.
Yeah,
I
he
thought
did.
I heard
Did you hear 3? I heard 4. Da.
da-da-da-da-da.
Am I crazy?
It's just line
Getting an
three, yeah,
echo.
like it should be.
Maybe I am. Because I'm hearing S53.
It says
I'm
right
hearing
there.
it. That's
Oh,
what it's
okay.
supposed to be.
Oh, okay, yeah, it's an echo. Yeah, it's 53 though. But in any case, so I think you'll really enjoy this program because
What's it called again?
S53 something.
The name of the program.
Oh, it's called
Suchi?
Siuchi, S-E, or S, yeah, Sierra, Echo, India, Uniform, Charlie, Hotel, Yankee.
Right, that's how
Siuchi? Siuchi.
Not that's my brother, he's a language
Sure.
expert.
So in any case,
I'll let you know.
like I said, you have a really big selection of types of keys, and you can put your name in there, and he'll address you personally. He'll say, "Thanks, dear Bob," or whatever. Or if you put your call sign in, he'll send "Dear N6MQL," whatever. But and then you can, of course, test yourself on anything you want to test. And the speed goes as fast as you want to go, and the tone goes at any tone you want to operate. So this is a great program, especially for people learning. And the reason
Need some noise now. Back on.
oh,
noise.
I think they have that
Oh, you got that too?
actually. Yeah, somewhere there was and there's a full QSO simulator too, by the
Okay,
way.
check it out.
So you can practice an entire QSO.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, I thought I saw in there was a way to.
We got a lot of those kind of days. That way you get bored, John, you can talk to yourself.
Yeah, right. But I think that this is the best practice that I've seen for a computer, because I always tell everybody who takes the class, don't learn from an app or a computer, because it's nothing like a human.
Yeah, then you expect it to be perfect.
Right. But
Right.
That's
this
far from it.
this
yeah.
is pretty close to
Yeah.
an actual person sending on the air.
I wonder if it's got some AI behind it.
You don't even need to type it into your phone unless you're just going there, Dave, because it's on and that was the whole point of what I was trying to say, is,
It's on the links.
yeah, it's on the helpful links site. So if you go to our website and click at the top of the web page here, helpful links, it's right there. Scroll down, and there it is,
Oh,
right here.
take a look there.
So, yeah, there's no need to, save it in your phone or anything unless you're just wanting to save it. You can always use the link. So there's always helpful links being added to this page here. So check it out from time to time. Most of the groups are here from around our area, so if you decide you want to quit the SFMARC and join another club instead because you're just tired of us, then by all means, go ahead and quit and contact one of these people. See if they answer your email.
How about if I quit? I'm still secretary.
Well, you can quit. You just still secretary.
All right, so
You,
I'm
st-
in.
you still have to come in to do your job. You're just not going to get paid anymore.
Right, okay.
What do you think? That's how it works, dude. Get with the program. So, okay, enough about that. I thought you guys would find that interesting, and I'm actually going to start using that with the class. As a matter of fact, we used that with the last class, if I'm not mistaken. Actually, was there a class?
I was not there, but you did a really good job sending terrible like that.
Yeah. I put them through the ringer because I wanted in the last.
Is that what you call a left-handed compliment?
Yeah, right. Left foot, like your key. I this time the group that graduated this last or completed this last CW course, they were doing so well that I was able to do things like QSB and course sending and let them copy. So I was really very pleased with this last CW class. I think that the slowest I saw was about 12 words a minute, and we had one or two doing almost 18. So, yeah.
I want to hear him on the air.
That's part of what I was emphasizing, was getting on the air, but you can't force people into it. All right, so with that said, let's see here. We have new members that had joined this last month, and those include K6 NHZ, Kilo 6 November Hotel Zulu.
Yeah. he
That's
checked
George.
in.
And George checks into the Tuesday night net, so if you haven't talked to George, by all means.
He's also on the Bud Roundup.
Yeah, and George helped out, and we'll talk about that. New member, Kilo Delta 7 India Charlie Whiskey, that's Brad. And Brad helped out as well, I believe.
That's right.
And then
Three from
our
Fort
next
Round.
member is WW1 Foxtrot Alpha, WW1FA, that's Manuel. He was in the CW class as well. And then, as I mentioned before, KK6 Zed Golf Delta was Andy, and he joined as well. And of course, Matt joined earlier. And let's make sure that you're there. I don't want to.
Very good.
Did you see your name on the members page?
No.
Should be. N6. What is it? N6C?
N6CUQ.
Yeah, there you are. You're right there. You should have gotten a welcome email telling you that you were being added. So maybe you just ignored it like most of the people. It's typical, don't worry. And then George decided he wanted a page, so for those members who decide they want a page, they can add pictures and whatnot and a bio to their page. So George opted to do that.
He's the guy in Alameda?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we just had a new member. Who was the newest member that just joined? That was that Andy?
Yeah, he emailed me and said he tried to check into the net, but could barely hear it. Couldn't hear us at all, actually, below the noise, but
Oh, really?
he copied us on the web SDR.
Oh, right. Well, let him know he doesn't have to use web
I did.
SWR. So here's KD7ICW. He opted to do a little bio too.
Let him know what?
That he can listen through the live feed.
The live stream.
The live feed, it's called. It's right here under club activity, or no, media.
Yeah, that bypasses the RF though, that's just not real ham radio.
I do
Sound
all
like
that.
FTA, right?
Huh? That doesn't make sense. It's still the SDR on the computer. What's the difference?
Yeah, that's the difference.
At least here he can get a
Right,
decoder
here's
and he can hear it with all the garbage noise trimmed out.
True.
I mean, if you, for example, if you do go to the website and you go to the media clips and pics on Tuesday night, it's on the live feed, but after the meeting, if you go to videos, if you scroll down, you'll see here all of the on-air meetings are there. So here's this meeting from 11:30, which was our last meeting, and you know, it's pretty clear.
No check-in.
Yep. So, I mean, that's a lot better than the web SDR.
How so?
The only thing I do when I do this, I'll have to speed it up about twice.
Because if you don't pay attention because the wife's in the room, you can turn your head back around and see what was being said. You don't get that.
Oh,
Yeah,
So-
it's CW.
no, we
I don't
can get a
watch
little.
reading it.
Listen, I got the kids running in and out of the room.
Reverse that
So,
again, or is it the other way around?
in any case, I would encourage them to. I would still encourage people to go to the live feed before they go to the SDR radio, only because we should also have an account of who's watching the net. And I have no account of him listening on the SDR radio, but I can see who's attending, or I can't see
Yeah, I didn't get
who's
the email
attending.
till the next day.
Well.
Oh, that's
I'm the
fine.
only
I'm
guy.
just saying, if you,
Yeah, that's true.
at least then we can say that we had 3 people watching the net.
But normally you should be able to get us from the Bay Area. Lots of QSOs in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Just this week has really been goofy propaganda.
What did the propagation say on the page? Let's
I
see.
don't know, it's been goofy though.
I know it was in the 90s again.
It's in the 90s,
Right now it
it's
says
86
84. If this is current, it says 84.
Staying up there though.
So 84 is not bad for a
He
new
could
time.
only, in Alameda, he could only copy the guy from Portland. Not
Steve?
Portland, it was somewhere else in
The
Oregon.
band was long.
Was it?
ITW,
Yeah.
Okay.
ICW.
yeah.
Yeah, W7
Probably
ICW.
JJM too.
No, I didn't say get him.
Oh, where's he at?
Alameda, Bay
Oh, you
Area.
can hear it, you can hear it.
Well, he didn't that day.
All right.
So the other thing
Ben's
was
long.
an interesting thing that David sent me. Do you prefer David or
I didn't
Dave?
even copy Rob.
I
Okay,
copy him
we'll
fine.
see at the next
He
meeting.
didn't have a good pass, I don't know how he's playing.
Do you prefer David or Dave?
It doesn't matter, either way.
So Larry over here,
Larry over here.
Come on.
he sent me a link which I saved here. Let me just find it without my glasses. And this link was, I'll play this real quick because it doesn't take, actually I'll just show you the link. Doesn't take but a minute if I can find it. Gosh, do you remember that, what was it, what,
Yeah, I'll-
loud, something Be Loud, is that what it was?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just Be Loud.
Be loud, I think that was it.
Yeah, so, okay, this is a really ridiculous thing that Dave sent me, but okay, we both agree, it's genius, but it's the most ridiculous thing ever.
But a genius.
Let's see if that's what it is. No, that's not it.
No, no, no,
Maybe or.
That John?
Somebody getting some air.
it's called Be Loud,
Yeah.
and.
I can turn off the heater, it's probably okay.
I think she had to use the phone.
You wanna switch that off, Dennis, that
You
heater?
need to use the phone.
Oh, that's fine, oh,
It's
okay.
Be
Well, if you're
Loud.
hot, you can turn it off, it's not gonna,
BeLoud.us.
.us,
Yeah,
okay,
That's why.
yeah.
Do BeLoud.us.
All right, so, the right-hand switch, just switch it to the left. That's it,
US.
US, thank you. All right, so you'll all enjoy this, I'm sure. For the people at home, I'll show you as well, because I think you'll enjoy seeing this as well. So this is HTTPS beloud.us. So this beautiful antenna could be yours. Bob, I don't even know why you bought that Step IR.
I could have used one of those.
You could have gone to this site and picked the platinum, gold, or silver program, and you could have for the platinum program, which would be equivalent to what you have at your house. You could have had world-class, biggest station, legal limit amplifier, Yagi stacks and rotors, and DX locations like PJ4. It's only $750 a year plus 79 cents a minute on the radio.
Cost me more for my lift than that.
Yeah.
And you could go with, of course, the gold.
Who knew?
That actually is a pretty good economic
That's pretty
analysis.
good, yeah.
Yeah, the gold you could have had you could have had a bigger antenna with a taller tower, amplifier stacks, and rotors. This one's only $550 per year, and you're only paying 39 cents per minute.
How do you use that thing? Do you need a radio or is it strictly computer?
No, it's like, I guess you're on your computer. It's like the SDR radio.
Oh,
You
good grief.
They give you control of the station over the SDR, and then you go in and you can rotate the antenna and you pick the station you want to be. So if you want to be a
Station you wanna talk to?
if you want to be a DX station, you could be whatever DX station around the world and
Oh, wow.
work people at 79 cents a minute.
There we go.
Or listen, if we're being conservative here, John,
That's cheaper than my first cell phone.
if you want to,
Really?
yeah, that's true. You could go with this one. It's a 100-watt station. This is more in John's line here. And you've got a few Yagis and towers and some wire antennas and lower band stuff. And look at that. You could go out and you could be the DX, or you could go searching for DX for only $80 a year and 7 cents to 29 cents per minute, depending on which station you choose, of course.
Okay.
No
So-
wonder these guys say $5.99 to buy.
That's
Yeah,
right.
right. So, Yeah, there could be something to it, you're right. So I'm thinking that I'm gonna cut my inverted V down, and I'm just gonna pay $80 a year and just, I'm gonna go big though. I'm going to 29-cent per minute stations
There
and
you
nothing
go,
less.
baby.
I'm running the full 100 watts. But in
Sell your
any case,
K3, you could afford to do that.
yeah, I could. I'd get 3 years out of this thing.
Right.
In any case,
Unless
look,
you're really addicted and you live in a super HOA restricted area,
Yeah.
you
you know what, and
It
that's
makes no
what we were
sense.
saying, is if you lived in an area where you just, there's no way, but you still want to have real radio operations. Now, the only thing is,
How about you use a dummy load?
they haven't, I didn't read anything here. You could operate it on
When
the
you
road,
think
yeah.
about the cost of setting up a station from scratch, that might.
Oh, well.
Those
You
might
don't
not
have
be
virtual
bad
viewers,
numbers.
though, John.
You'll
Like
see
the one
in
here.
a few minutes
Yeah.
here, we're going
Right.
to take a break and then we'll come back and we'll talk about Bug Roundup and then we'll watch a video that will answer your question.
Because 29, I mean, you're not gonna talk that much. You're not gonna put that much airtime out usually.
Well, but it's
You're
listening time
listening
too.
most of the time.
But that's listening time too.
Oh, it is? That's any traffic.
Anytime
Even
here.
stack
you're
around,
logged
then
in, that's
once you're
right.
online, you're
Yeah.
online.
Yeah.
Oh, no,
So.
that's different.
You'll be
Yeah.
happy with it.
Now, that's like
You better
sitting in
talk
a
a
cab.
lot.
That's like
Yeah.
sitting
No,
in a cab.
this is not an
Waiting through the drive-through.
this is not an airplane. You're not on fly hours, engine hours.
Fly
You're
hours,
on
yeah.
as soon as you get in that plane, you're paying just like that cab,
But
like
the,
you
but the
said.
seat
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, but then you use Half Moon Bay or something, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, this probably is a pretty
But-
simple
But it
station.
might be worth it to try it for 1 year and just.
Well, here,
experiment.
look, you can get a 30-day offer and you can get 4 cents a minute.
I get my
And
money
then,
back.
you can wait 30 days to pay your $10,000.
Once in a lifetime. Try it once.
No.
Don't tell my wife
One of the
this
things
exists.
that one of the things that I don't know is whether or not, because none of these pictures really show it, but hey, you could be Arizona DX. But one of the things they don't show, because they're really focused on the antenna, is whether or not it interfaces with a key. So who knows if you can use a bug, a straight key, or a paddle.
I don't know.
Probably can use a paddle. Probably.
And do you have to buy a flex radio or something that?
No,
connects?
it's still through the computer. You just need a
just hook it
interface
up
board
and
that would interface it.
Low latency internet connection.
Yeah.
Yeah, you would
Well,
need it.
Yeah.
I've used to do CW through the Comcat program, and I'll tell you, there's about a 3 to 5 second delay, and a lot of times, people are so impatient when they stop sending and they hit a K, and it's your turn to go. If you're not answering right away, they'd wait 3 to 5 seconds, and they'd already be calling me, to ask if I was still there. I'm like, whoa, slow down.
What kind of
Chill out.
Chill out, man. I'm still here. I'm on remote.
Or you can pay that for the very short
3
station
seconds,
and
that's a
select to
long
be a
time.
JA station.
Or you could pay for a microwave link to go across the country, carry your key.
Or you could use Echolink.
There you go. Echolink. That
Yeah,
might be fast.
it seems to me that, you may as well use Echolink. But
I
here,
do remote hammed about, I don't know what it is.
oh, right, yeah, there is remote ham. So, all right, let's take a little bit of a break here, and then we'll come back and we'll talk about the bug roundup, just see. I had this whole page of all the countries and everything, and unfortunately, it's like that seems to be gone too.
Next
So,
meeting.
no, we'll cover it tonight. I have the information on
You
the
got the
computer.
whole-
And then we'll look at the logs. You'll find that we actually did do much better. We did do much better than people think. We had a lot of out-of-country stations. So,
Actually, yeah, I've heard.
and if you want to pay cash, even those online can make their cut dues now.
Is anybody
That will
else?
give me a chance to operate for 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do I get out of that?
Does anybody
Well, I
else-
couldn't even pay the $79 for the year.
Really nice.
Missing December QST? Anybody that's ARRL member?
I don't get the paper anymore. I have to take it online.
I
I
got it.
just
You got yours in the mail?
I'll get it.
Chris, did you want to throw out a 20?
I don't know if I
Now, usually it comes
I
like
saw you
I
reaching
would,
for
but
your
you know
wallet.
what?
2 weeks before the end of the month.
So we're gonna take just a
haven't
5 or
seen
10
it.
minute break
Yeah,
here,
get it here
and
next
then
week.
we'll be right back at it.
I just remember.
You got your December in the
I was
mail?
gonna pay tonight.
You didn't get yours?
You have money?
No, it's December.
Do you have money?
No, I forgot my key too, but I wouldn't remember to get that.
Oh, yeah, I'm gonna have to get on, John too, because he has my Blue Racer Deluxe that I loaned him for the Bug Roundup,
You know where I live, though.
and he didn't show up, so I don't know if I'm getting my key back. I'm not getting it tonight, I know that. I know he's gonna bring it back, that's for sure. He's never.
The restroom unlocked?
The restroom's unlocked. He's good about returning things, so I'm happy to loan him anything he needs or wants. But John, if you're on the live feed, you were supposed to be here. What's that?
Yeah,
Puerto Rico.
yeah, the 2020.
Yeah, you could be a Puerto Rican DX.
You can work yourself.
Good.
Actually, you could do that. You could work yourself. You can see how you sound and work yourself.
A lot of money to do that. Of course, there's a reverse beacon.
The only thing is, I don't know, I think,
I
No.
always get out quite a distance when reverse beacon, even if there's no action, even if I don't get any responses. When I'm sending CQ.
You're always on the
I'll get
reverse.
like a dozen or more reverse beacons.
Just nobody's on the air.
but anyway.
Well,
I don't know.
sometimes.
You've seen.
It's also the people don't move around.
Yeah. So,
But I usually open reverse beacon when I'm running transport, just to kind of see what's happening. Or if I want to see who's might be on, I can put their call in.
Oh.
Like oftentimes John.
See if you find him.
I say, where's John? So I'll go to reverse beacon, plug John in, and I'll find where he's at. And then I'll sneak it up on him.
Tune your radio.
Oh yeah, I just tuned to where he's at. And usually he's calling CQ, right?
Yeah.
So then I'll answer.
I thought you just tuned the radio on this frequency.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Yeah.
invitation is.
Thank you.
Yeah, there's a lot involved in these big antenna systems, like you're gonna show us on yours.
There was a gentleman that I talked to about 2 or 3 times already. I forget what his call that is, but I went to his QRZ. He was very ecstatic because his wife had just allowed him to put his tower number 10.
Tower
And when you talk to him, and he says. he
Chris, you want a
has
cookie?
4/4.
Chocolate chip or oatmeal raisin?
Okay, stacked, and the whole tower.
Oh,
rotates.
chocolate chip.
Oh, wow.
Okay, and including 40-meter yagis. And he said, oh, let me talk to Europe for a minute, and he rotates, and he talks to them, you can still hear him.
1 o'clock.
Incredible.
He went all the way down to 1 watt,
Got it.
and he's in the East Coast,
Ooh, look
and
at
I
that.
hear 1 watt, and you can still hear.
Yeah, extraordinary.
Really,
Yeah.
I think I sent you
Yeah.
a email on that with
And
his
then,
call.
then there's the contests that you compete with these guys, right?
Yeah, like 100 watts.
Mm.
Yeah. Well, those guys will hold a frequency, right? They'll be the station everybody wants.
Yeah.
They've got so much
They-
coverage.
Or they move, or they do a remote station in, you know, the islands somewhere, and that's where they do the contest.
Yeah.
Poor quality, which kind of equipment you're talking about there?
But anyway, there are some stations there that it really takes all the fun out of it. You know? Like going to play in slot machine that you can't really.
Recording in progress.
Well, what I was gonna say is that, so these are extraordinary antenna systems, expensive and just the labor involved.
Yeah.
And then the maintenance involved.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, having really, for the most part, only used an end-fed wire. Although I do have a hex beam, but it isn't deployed right now. And it's actually easy to assemble and disassemble. And also it's portable. But anyway, back to the end-fed wire is, you know, you certainly don't have the benefits of these but it's just the ease of use.
Yes.
The economy.
And the cost.
Flexibility, like, you don't like it, quickly change it.
But I mean, if I could, I would do what Bob's done, and we're gonna see what he's done. You know, with the beam antenna system. I don't have that ability, I don't have that capacity
Yeah,
to do that.
well, you know, people that don't like beams because they like the challenge of having an inverted beam or an inverted wire, you know, a dipole, and that's their thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you ever have DV spray?
Yeah, but you want the gain, if you can get it.
Yeah,
You know.
because, I don't think, I've known Bob for quite a while, and I don't think I've ever heard you using your power amplifier.
Now, I haven't been getting a contest or anything.
Because you haven't had it with the antenna.
Well, you're competing with people, if you're doing a contest, that are running 1,500 watts.
Yeah.
So, 100 watts,
Thank you,
to
Wilson.
500 watts isn't much different.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah,
Oh, yeah.
the big lot different.
Well, but, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be back in a
let's see.
second.
I better make a note to update you too.
600, that's what? 6 dB, right? No,
Well, I don't know what kind of antenna.
4
I
dB.
don't know if it matters.
Anyway,
All
you can hear it.
one place, so.
Warm in the sky.
Yeah, it's hot.
Does that make a difference?
You can run it this year if you want.
I don't
So,
know.
just so you know, by the way, not that anybody asked, but we now have 76 members in the.
Oh, climbing.
Yeah.
We like to do one member a year, but, we're still growing.
Well, we just had 6 in the last month and a half, so obviously.
Are they good for a year? Or just for
Well,
2
see,
months?
that's what I was gonna say. Traditionally, during the bug roundup, we always have 1 or 2 people who like to sign up. Now, in the past, we had it very easy for them to sign up for the November bug roundup because it was a prorated amount and it came out to like $4 because it only pushed you through November and December.
Right.
But we've since changed that, so now if you sign up after August, I think there's 1 prorated month, like August, September. I think those 2 months, it's $11 or something through the end of the year. But then you're gonna get hit in January. So if you wait till November, then you get November, December, and then the next year. So we give you 2 free months.
That's right.
But a lot of times what happens is, as I was being asked, people want to support the club, so they sign up as a member during the bug roundup, and then of course what happens is January they don't want to pay dues.
Right.
I
Till the
would-
next bug roundup.
Right. Well, maybe,
Yeah.
maybe,
When we
sometimes.
get the May bug roundup, what happens then?
So well, we don't get as many members in May because I
No,
think
we
they don't
don't.
want to pay the $20.
Right.
So when it's 11, it was real appetizing for them to sign up. But, and that's one of the reasons I changed it. I said, okay, it's fine to give them some free months. 2 months is good. But the biggest problem I have is there's a lot of paperwork involved. I have to make a forwarding address. I have to go into the server and add email stuff to the server. I have to go into the radio club website and I have to add your name on the list, which means I have to move everybody around. So if you're like an AI6 something, that's it. I gotta move, carry over, move. So it's a lot of work. And then, of course, I have to bring up, then I have to put you into the database for the club database, because we do, if I ever die, we do have a club database, so you can see all the members, who they are, and you'll know who's up to date and who's not, and who's in the ARRL and who's not, that sort of thing. But
Mike, don't worry about it, you will.
yeah, right.
That'd be a problem.
Yeah. So point is, it takes me about a half an hour per person to get everybody into the system, and I really wish that those who aren't intending to join the club to be in the club, but they're joining the club because they think they're being helpful and supporting. I would rather them use the donate to the club on the website, there's actually a link somewhere here, right
But then they
there.
can't operate as a club station.
Right.
Yeah, you can operate, but you know, interestingly enough, had I not asked George and
Dave.
Dave
Louis,
or Brad,
Brad.
had I not asked them if they wanted to be a station, even though they knew it, they would have not signed up. So a lot of times you think that they're signing up because they want to become a W6SFM station during the bug roundup, but we have never had anybody sign up and say, okay, now I'm a member, I'd like to do this.
Yeah, yeah.
I've always thought that was really odd that it worked that way, but it just does.
Yeah.
Okay, so speaking of the bug roundup,
Oh, right.
let me switch over here and see if it's possible for me to, I wonder if I can make this big, I don't know. Ooh, he's typing something up there. Maybe I can put this into a document. Let me see how I can do this. I'll try to make this picture a little bigger. So, uh-oh, somebody's after Carol. Alright, so I'm going to drag this over so you guys can see it. Alright, so this here, if you work the bug roundup, you're probably already familiar with it. For those at home, give me 1 second and I'll show you what we're looking at. So what that is, obviously, is the bug roundup schedule, right?
Yeah, the one I couldn't read.
You should have been able to read it. I sent it to you as a text file.
Nope. Got this here.
All right, so as you know, we start at 0, 100, and Dave, who's a new member, I asked him if he wanted to help out, and he graciously said yes. So he actually opened us up as a new member. He worked the first 2-hour shift.
In the Midwest, no less.
Yeah, and that was one of the reasons that I was really happy that he accepted it, because it gave us an opportunity to get those late night people before they all went to bed on the East Coast. And then we had Steve follow him, and then Mike. Now, Mike was supposed to be in, what is it?
Also?
The cabin.
He went the next day.
Right,
When
so
you
he
get out.
worked it from home
Yeah.
on Friday night, and then, of course, Chris followed up for that. And then I worked from I worked from midnight till 2. And it's interesting, we had that conversation where I told you, don't waste your time with this shift here because it's just, there's nothing going on. Well,
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but I stopped at about 3. I was only supposed to go to 2 a.m., but I actually stopped at 3 a.m. And I can tell you that from 1 a.m. or from midnight to 2 a.m., I worked like maybe 3 people. But at 2 a.m. till 3 a.m., I worked like another 6 people.
Yeah, everybody starts waking up.
East Coast was just banging in at 2 o'clock in the morning, 2 to 3 o'clock in the morning. It just started coming alive, and all I thought was, oh, I shouldn't have said no to you.
Yeah, because I actually said I would be willing to start at 4.
Right.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
It's useless.
It's not. That's what
It is useless. I've done it like 3 years in a row and I'm done with it.
But I'm telling you, at 2 o'clock in the
It's a waste
morning,
of time.
from 2 to 3 in the morning, the bands, you could see it on the, when
Well,
you looked at the
2
pan adapter, it was like flowing like this.
I believe you, I'm just saying.
But we're having better conditions than we've ever had
Yeah,
before.
that's pretty good.
That's why I thought I'd try it again after getting nothing the first 2 times.
I know, but we've had,
Well, I'll try it
but
again,
all
the
of those
conditions will
events,
be
up
better.
until this year, I don't think we had a good propagation.
I remember the last time we had that, it
I agree.
was 2014. I
Yeah.
think,
Tw-
the
Yeah,
first one. I remember I worked at.
Yeah.
Well, it's the propagation, but everybody's taking a break, I guess.
I don't know, but I'm telling you, soon as it hit 2 a.m.,
Yeah.
I saw like 2 or 3 coming down. By 3 a.m., the whole pan adapter was
You're on 40
filled
meters,
with
right?
people on 40
Yeah,
meters.
yeah.
It was
How much time did you spend on
amazing.
each of those 6 QSOs that last time?
What's that?
How much time did you spend on each of
Oh,
those?
probably 30 minutes on one and maybe 15 on another and
Yeah.
15 on
That's
another.
right.
Yeah, I mean, it's a rag chew. It's not, It's not a contest.
Contest, yeah.
So, yeah, I think though we could have filled this here and we would have gotten a bunch of others from the East Coast. And then of course Dave did come in at 5, thank you for that. Worked till 7. And then Rick gave me a few times that he agreed he would work, and he said just pick what you want. And I know he likes the morning, so I gave him 7 to 9. And then Rob came in shortly after from 9 to 11. And then I worked from 11 to noon because John was coming, John AI6W, he was coming over to my house to operate the bug roundup. So
You
if
up
you
in the
don't,
right place? That's you.
no, not UBK.
Oh, UBK. The other guy.
John Null, he
All right.
he didn't have his setup really.
Did he get on? Cool.
Yeah, he worked 2 hours at my
Oh,
place.
right.
So I literally just left him be, and he sat in the shack and worked for 2 hours.
And he didn't burn anything up.
And then LQ from the cabin, he went ahead and worked until 4 o'clock. It looks like here. And then at 4 o'clock, it looks like John came in till 6. And then Steve had a second shift.
Yep.
Right after that, 6 to 7 p.m.
Yeah, then Rob or somebody came in.
Yeah, and then George.
Oh, George came on, yeah.
Yeah, George came in, and then looks like John went home.
Yeah.
He went back to Newcastle, and he had a end fed, I believe. He threw up in the tree, and he worked from 06 to 07.
Oh, right.
And it looks like I'm actually cut off here, but after that I worked again. So that was Saturday night.
And Sunday.
Let me see if there's a way to, maybe I could make this smaller. Oh no, I guess it just, can I scroll over? I think I just need to, unfortunately I need to make it, yeah, it just has to be small in order to see it. Maybe I can zoom in once I do that. Let's see. There we go. All right, so then again after that evening, after John finished us out till 11, I came in at midnight again, and I worked till about 2:30 because I saw what was happening once again. It wasn't as good on Saturday night as it was Friday night. People are definitely on the radio
Yeah.
Saturday morning.
Yeah.
Sunday morning for the
Not so
East
good,
Coast,
huh?
it wasn't as good. I think I worked 2 contacts between 2 and 2:30,
That's why.
but looking at the pan adapter, it wasn't like Friday night where it was just pouring in for Saturday morning East Coast. It was more like 4 or 5 here and there.
That's like field day, I think the second day is a lot,
I agree.
Right.
people fizzle out.
So I was off the air by 2:30 on Saturday night, and then we were off the air from 2:30 till 4 a.m. And then John, you came in at 4. How did it sound okay for you at 4?
Yeah, PM,
AM.
No, a.m.
that's what I was just talking about, waste of time.
Oh, even that one was this
But
year?
that's Sunday
This
morning.
year,
Yeah, but it's Sunday
Sunday
morning
morning.
at
It's a
7
waste of
o'clock.
time, no
People,
more.
yeah, well,
People
people,
4 to 6 for me.
people might
What
be.
time you looking up first?
Well, they might be getting ready
I
to
don't
go
mind
to
getting up
church and
early,
stuff.
but nobody answers, it's,
Oh.
Well, this is the
Really
other
bad.
thing that I told
Yeah,
John
yeah.
on the phone, actually. I forgot to mention this. You guys all know how I like to work. I prefer to, in a contest like Field Day, if you've ever worked with any event with me,
You never.
North America, California QSO, Field Day, like Chris was about to say, I never change the VFO. I call CQ because it's a contest. They want the points, they're going to come to
You're
us.
gonna find it.
And once you work somebody, it's like flies to Vaseline. They just keep coming. They just keep coming. So if you just stick in one spot, they'll do it. But with the bug roundup, there's not going to be thousands of people
No.
on the air.
I mean,
So during these hours, like, 12 to 3 in the morning or 4 to 6 in the morning,
You
move the
gotta stay-
VFO. Go find people, because 2 of the contacts that I made out of the 3, they were not in the bug roundup.
right.
But-
I feel like that too.
Yeah, but 2 of them out of the 3 had bugs, and they worked. As soon as I told them what I was doing, they grabbed their bug, and we
Right.
had a conversation on the
An
bugs.
account.
So now it counts. And now they know the bug roundup exists and they signed up on the list.
I had
So,
a guy check
Well, I was
in.
watching the pan adapter too.
Yeah.
no, that's
That's
fine,
right.
I understand. But my point is though, on the bug roundup, and if you're in an oddball hour like that, don't be
You don't
afraid
know.
to go poking around and finding people to talk to. Don't sit there and CQ for an hour and a half and not get anybody.
Oh.
Because we're also up higher on the band where people aren't really looking at that time of the morning either. They're all, huddling around the extra area and that general area. So I drop down and I go listen to what they're doing. And if I hear anybody who sounds like they're on a bug, I go get
Grab
them.
'em, yeah.
Yeah,
So I
so,
did the same thing, like I got ICW, I was my first contact, I was on 3533,
yeah,
and I said, this is a bug roundup, that's what we're doing.
right. So,
So we
yeah,
got- we
just,
got ready to go.
just
Yeah.
know that you can do that.
So you do gotta move around a little bit sometimes. We're on a
Right.
contest.
So I received a lot of logs. This is not really a log, but here's a report in from W1TAG. Actually, it is a log. I don't see it on there, so I must have it somewhere else. But so W1TAG reported in. Looks like if I can find it in here, I don't see it, but oh, maybe on here it's looking to see where they are because they do have attachments. We got another bug in from Brad, who sent in his log while he was working the event.
Okay,
I'm trying to figure out where these logs are because I know they're here. I just have to figure out.
should be on the same place, shouldn't it?
Well, no. There's supposed to be attachments. I'm trying to figure out where the attachments are. The thing is, the bug group, if you're not familiar, Benny K5KV, he runs the bug group, and he advertises very well for the club.
He does, yeah.
So, here's that.
Every email he advertises for.
Yeah, he does. Every
Yeah.
email he advertises at the bottom
Oh, yeah.
where his signature file is. So for those online, you can see that schedule. But what I was saying is, I don't remember. I was saying something about, nope, forgot again. That's really getting bad. Okay, so in any case, let me do this. I'll put this up here and see if I can find it. Let me just switch this over. So here's that's what I was going to say. Benny advertises. So what ends up happening is a lot of the the logs don't go to the admin. Because if you go to the bug roundup on our web page, you'll see that it says, to send the logs to, click here and it goes to the club website. But a lot of these guys, they're not sending it to the club website.
No.
They're sending it to my email
Oh,
because
they-
I
they
do
do
all.
well?
Yeah, because I'm the one doing all of the advertisement.
Right.
So they see all the emails announcing the event coming out of me. And because of that, they are sending me their logs, which is okay. I mean, I don't mind the fact that they're sending me their logs, but what happens is I have to transfer those logs over to the email program, or I have to transfer them over to the admin.
Had it, yeah.
Yeah. So this here, as you see, came in from P5XN from the Netherlands.
Oh, nice.
And you can see he put it on text as opposed to like an ADIF file. So here you see he worked 15 meters. He worked Benny on 15 from the Netherlands. He worked K9VKY from the Netherlands. 17 meters, look at that. He worked LZ3PZ, IK4EWX, W4CI, AC4CA, K9VKY. And then 20 meters, there he's got LA4XX, OE1TKW, W1GF, K9, again, he worked him on 3 vans.
I
And then
heard
he's got a,
PF work 'em, yeah.
he's got a Canadian VE1 VAB, 30 meters, so he was all over the
Oh,
vans.
yeah.
30 meters, he's got IK4 EX. 40 meters, he worked a German DK8, Swedish SM2 CEW. 80 meters, he worked PA0 OME, and he worked a UK station G01 IBN.
Nice.
So the point that I'm making here, obviously, is this is a guy in the Netherlands working the bug roundup all over Europe
Boy, but that's
and
amazing.
into the United States.
Yeah.
But we would never know if he didn't contact me to tell me
Well, I
who
heard
he worked.
I heard PF work him. I couldn't hear him, of course, but I heard him talking to him.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
I knew we were getting over there. Somebody was.
Alright, that didn't work. I hope they're not all like that. Let's see if Rob's works. So I think this is KIX's log. Yeah. So look at what KIX has. He's got 20 contacts himself.
Ooh.
So that's a really good,
Great.
that's a really good list of contacts. And then, let's see, what else do we have here?
You got 20 contacts?
Rob did, yeah. So here's IK,
At the FM, right?
yeah.
Yeah, good.
IK4 EWX in Italy. He says he worked LA4XX. He worked, of course, PA5XM, which we just saw. He worked Lars LB2TB. He worked Terry in the UK, GM3 WUX, and Dave W4CI. So again, here we have, you know, Europe, lighting up Europe in the bug roundup.
Yeah, good.
Um,
Getting there.
And here's KP3. Okay, so this log is from Puerto Rico.
KP3,
Oh,
you
yeah,
need?
KP4.
Yeah, KP3. Kilo Papa, what is it? Kilo Papa 3 whiskey.
Right.
And he worked 18 stations in the roundup.
Yeah, I worked him on 20.
Did you? Let's see if he logged you.
Yeah.
Did you work him as W6SFM?
I got him working at the FM, yeah.
Yeah, looks like you did, on 20 meters.
I don't know how many, I think I worked about 20.
He put you as Rick, though.
Especially on Sunday. I had a good run Sunday.
In any case, he worked K5KV, of course. He worked a K0TQ, a K5 station, an N1GKE, WB2 station, W1GE. He worked him too. W4ADE. Oh, here he is. He worked you as you on 20 meters. He's got you listed, Chris, for
Right.
AI6U. And he worked a W4, he worked the W6SFM station when Rick IET was on the W6SFM.
All right.
And he worked K8. So again, we have a really nice list of 18 stations coming out of Puerto Rico.
Yeah, that's good.
I mean, that's pretty exciting.
I think I'll wait till next year.
Yeah, Cap in Colorado, he sent his log in as well. He worked, looks like he worked about 10 people. Let's see here. And WN9U, he sent in his contacts. I don't see the log, but and there's Chris's log. So in any case, I didn't look to see how many new people signed up. Oh, here's a log from Helmet, OE1TKW. He just sent this picture, but I think he also sent his log. Yeah, he did. So if we look at Helmet's log,
So the folks don't use the Cabrillo format, or they just?
I asked him to send ADIs.
Is that different from?
A Cabrillo is like it, it just is a
What's the
different,
difference between ADI and ADIF?
there is none.
Because the first time I sent it to you, you said you couldn't read it, it was ADIF.
Yeah.
So the second time I sent it is ADI.
Yeah, if I had erased the F, it would have probably opened.
Oh, okay.
That's
Program.
just, it's just a what do you call it, just the end of the
I got worried because
extension, thank you.
One way or the
I
other.
saw where Benny was telling everybody to send in their ADIF files.
Oh, it's okay, I can read
But
them,
it
I just don't wanna
worked
have to do all the work, because most of the programs open as ADI,
Yeah, okay.
not F. F just stands for file, so it's an ADIF file. So some programs put F after the ADI. But if you save it as an ADIF, I can just remove the F and it'll read it, because it's really the same thing.
It looked the
So
same.
you had me resend it when all you had to do was,
Well, I didn't
Erase
know,
one
it
out.
wouldn't open, and I didn't know what it was,
Oh, okay.
because it
Oh,
wouldn't
yeah.
open, and I just figured just
I had the
have
problem
you
too,
send
once.
it properly.
I sent it to myself, and it didn't work.
Oh, that's, here's another interesting thing is we've gotten a lot of ARRL renewals, in the last few weeks as well. So, I think it's kinda interesting, I don't see it
So what are
here.
the ARRL membership term? Is it based on when you joined, or is it just from January to December?
yes.
Can you ask that again so I can listen this time?
Is the ARRL membership term based on when you joined? Say if you joined in July, would your membership be due in July, or is it
No.
just annually?
Yes, it would be, yes.
Okay.
If you, yeah, unlike us, we collect dues in January and that's it, it's January. ARRL, if you sign up in February, you pay in February. So,
I just couldn't remember.
for those who don't know, you can pay your dues to ARRL early and they will give you the extra months. So if you're not due till March and you pay in January, then you get January, February, March, plus a year ahead. So, you know, you don't lose months if you pay early is what I'm saying. You don't lose months if you pay early. So I am now in that same conundrum I am every time that I try to do this. I realize that if I want to play this video, I need to do it through the computer, otherwise the people at home can't see it.
You want me to talk while you're setting that up?
Yeah, please.
Okay, well, some of you have been to my house, and law stayed at my house, and so basically whatever could go wrong did. When they were digging the hole for the cage to hold the tower up, the tines on the backhoe wouldn't cut through the ground, so we had to go all the way to West Sacramento and buy new tines so that they could cut through the clay that's there. We put it in, we put the cage in and poured the cement December 1st of 2015. And I got my tower about February or March the next whole year because they were behind. They had to go to the galvanizer, but the galvanizer was closed for Thanksgiving and Christmas and, you know, all that kind of stuff. So everything took like forever. Built the antenna, dug a trench and put PVC pipe in and threw the coax and control lines in it. Installed the antenna, and then of course the wind came and turned it about 30 degrees, so we had to get back up and turn it back to where it was supposed to be. So basically everything that could go wrong went wrong, but finally it was up and it was working, and you guys came over and worked the contest there, so we were all
When
happy.
they're quiet.
Yeah,
Okay.
and we may do it again. So anyway,
And at that point, you did show my shack.
yeah, we did a show me my shack for the River City group and all that. So basically, here's the start of this story before he gets in there. Called Neil up, this guy. I'm blaming everything on him.
Oh, I would.
And called him up, said, you know, there's supposed to be some wind tonight. You putting your tower down? And he says, I don't think so. And I said, you know, they say the wind's supposed to be 40, 50 miles an hour. It's late, I'm tired. And so it was cold. And so I didn't put my tower down. Yeah. So my wife gets up before I did and goes, "Ow!" What? Your tower's broken.
Your tower's broken.
Now, I have an old TA 33 Tri-X tower. And it's pretty tired, and the guy wires sometimes are loose and blah, blah, blah. So that's the one I thought was broken. Wrong. So anyway, here's the video, which the KL7HQR production company did, and it's kind of interesting.
Yeah, I'm, for some reason, don't know why, but the video player is not like one of the things I can select for the people at home, which really sucks.
Well, they can come to the meeting.
Yeah,
pay
actually, you know,
Teacher.
I don't like to say it, but honestly, the truth is, they could stand it. Although we do have people out of state, you know that.
It's true.
That's true.
That's a bit of
we
a
can-
journey.
So I'll tell you what I'm gonna do for them is I'm gonna,
Aim the camera at the TV.
well, let me see, let me see if I can mirror the monitors, and then I can do it. And then I'll put it on both places, and then I can do the desktop here.
By the way, for those of you who are ARL members, just want to remind you that Saturday morning, there's a Zoom meeting. It's a division-wide Zoom meeting. Our director, Kristen McIntyre, KCWX, will be there. And everyone is invited to join. It's at 10:30, and you should have an invitation in your inbox if you're a member of the ARL. It's Saturday at 10:30.
10:30 our time?
Yep, 10:30 Pacific time.
Great. All
At the
right.
same time, we have a breakfast.
Same time we have a breakfast.
Over
Nine.
10:30.
Yeah.
So
We can maybe, if we eat fast,
eat
and
their
don't
breakfast
talk.
fast. That's right.
Or go out in the car and use
Alright.
your phone. Uh-oh, look at us.
Yeah, that's us.
All right.
Usually I go into a horrible feedback loop when I do that, but I'll see what happens here. I'll check it out. So this should play for everybody online, and if it doesn't, it doesn't. And here we go. Thank you, Neil, for doing your drone work.
Well, it's called playing the violin.
Yeah.
I wish.
So is it back up yet? Just
Watch the video.
All right.
That could have been upbeat for
That's the little tower.
So now we got the tower on the ground.
It's working.
Okay, so, oh well.
Now this the wind. So
Man, it's like a wet noodle. Pretty sad.
You calling Bob a wet noodle?
Those birds really wreak some havoc there, huh?
The tower.
It's like a mountain.
that looked like a tower, huh?
Just like a wet noodle bent over there.
You think you would have heard a noise?
Wow.
Felt something.
drone pilot. Wow.
It's a Mavic Mini, right? Does a wonderful job. That's Bob playing.
Could be. I can play that piece.
You want to kill the lights? The light switch. Oh, you got it.
Blue tarp is wonderful because I don't have a magnet that works with stainless steel holes.
You buy those cheap magnets instead, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Oh, well.
If you didn't read the tower's promise for mid-May.
Wow.
The light, it's over contrasting. Okay.
Love the music.
Yeah.
Oops, sorry.
That's Connie playing the piano, of course.
All right.
I thought it was
The
you,
whole video
Carol.
is only 17 minutes long, so it's not that long.
This is beautiful. Great music, I love it.
I thought that was you on piano.
It's CW.
Is this a father-son team?
No, father stayed on the ground. That's a son and family and helpers.
Some of the scenes I kept a little long because to give them justice, they spent a long time.
It's okay. We're enjoying it. Should have given him a haircut.
How's that way? That's
I think the whole thing weighs.
Oh, the antenna itself?
Yeah,
Oh, no, like maybe what,
60,
50?
80, yeah.
60 pounds, something like that. And it kind of flaps around in the breeze.
Yeah, I mean, it's fiberglass with a copper tape inside. Except for the boom in the middle, that's of course
Booms aluminum.
Every time you try to lower it, it kind of moves forward because of the angle of it.
Yeah.
It was a
You should have taken this opportunity to add another 3 elements. You got that big field, it wouldn't bump into anything. Which one's the son? The one doing
The
the
one
work?
with the hat.
Oh, okay. So he's actually doing the work.
Yeah. Part of the problem was is that the stinger is straight up and down, and the antenna was slightly crooked, and so you couldn't get it straight. So they had to get a come along and kind of move it so that it would pull against the
Does it
tower.
really
and get straight.
matter?
Pardon?
Does it really matter?
It wouldn't drop down through the.
Oh, right. Yeah. Okay.
They couldn't get the bolts to go through.
Sure does help to have one of those cherry pickers, though, doesn't it?
I couldn't do without it.
All I could say is I'm glad to see the one with the 4 feet as opposed to a little box on a spring.
Yeah.
Oh man, I can't imagine people going up in that thing. It just looks like it's gonna fall over. What a great view.
Where is this?
Near the Thunder Valley Indy Casino.
You still open space out there?
Yeah, next door neighbor built a house, and they just sold the property to the south of us.
Want the noise level go up?
Yep.
It's been for sale for almost 2 years, huh?
Just sold.
Nobody wanted to live next to you.
We were thinking of buying it so it'd just be empty, but
Yeah.
a lot of money for
I've
empty.
thought the same about the house next door. So Bob, you and Neil both built the antenna?
Yeah.
It's a shame you're moving in 4 months.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a long day.
Yeah. That's one day.
Yeah, that was 90% of it.
Are you moving?
No, I
I
was
hope
teasing.
not.
Well, you've had the practice.
Yeah.
Why did we put one up somewhere else?
The
Oh my
U-boats.
God.
U-boats were.
Is that not the same yard arm that was in there already?
It just didn't fit. No, it's not the same. We use the old mast that wasn't bent, so it's aluminum. We just had to re-drill holes.
Yeah. Is there anything physically different looking about the tower? Same thing. Can you see where the corrections have been made since the previous design?
Yeah, we'll wait till that.
Kindly asked what the drone could do, so.
Now, see, this is one of the things I watched and I thought to myself, I don't know that I'd want to lower it because every time you do, you gotta have someone going out there and fanning out all the V's and everything, and the sloper, and to keep it from getting hung up on something.
Caught in the
Right. So, I mean, look at all those wires coming down.
Those are all my Christmas light wires.
Well, still, I mean.
It's still, you have to get them out of the way.
Right. He's a beast. The sad part is they forgot to plug the coax in.
Can we do that with the drum?
Perfect. Nice ending.
Almost.
That's the 80-meter inverted V at the bottom.
Yeah. So it's just straight solid copper?
It's a copper weld.
Yeah, you have the perfect QTH for that, don't you? Very nice.
Gotta have the credits.
The best part about the music is that it's in the public domain, right? It has to be.
Yeah.
Classical music usually is.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I would think because of the age.
Well, it's the performers.
The performance.
The performers still.
You're missing the credits.
Yeah. There you go.
This is the tail end of the same concert that started the whole thing. It was fun selecting music.
I'll bet. That was a really nice selection of musical pieces.
Look at that. Huh.
I like the sad violin scene.
Yeah, that was perfect.
That was good.
Very nice.
So, just a couple other quick comments. They picked up my tower in, what was it, February? And after a long period of time, they sent me a note saying that they had mislocated the tower motor stops, that it was too high, and so the overlap was not as it should have been. And so,
Their fault.
therefore, it didn't pulled up in the wind.
Ah.
It's their fault. And so after a few months of inactivity, I finally drove down to Fowler or wherever they are. And
Up there?
I will not make comments until the company may change hands. But they claimed in the conversation, the question was asked of me, who put the antenna on the tower? I said, I did. I said, well, then it's your fault.
But we all agree, right?
So anyway, it's complete, and the tower sections, apparently they, for whatever reason, they decided not to use the supposedly undamaged sections, and it's a completely brand new tower. And there were red paint marks right where the limit switches were supposed to be installed, so obviously somebody told the installer this is where to put them. So it's happy, it goes up and down and hasn't fallen over yet. Of course, we haven't had any wind. Anyway,
But if you crank it another 2 feet, it just boom.
it flies out the
Yeah.
top, right? So it's now, instead of being 75 feet tall, it's about 73 feet tall.
Get your
Because-
money back.
Well, no, because I didn't overlap them as much as you could. So I figured it'd be a little stronger. So,
Yeah, that's how I ran my tower. I actually tied 2 sections together so that when I would crank it up, it would be the base, and then it would stick with the second section, and then 2 sections would come up together.
Oh,
So I had a double
the
top
design
bottom.
of that tower has each of the sections raising independently of each other. So it isn't being pulled from the top.
Oh,
It's cranked up on each of the sections with different windings of
I
the
see.
cabling. So it's kind of interesting. You know, at the end of the
Yeah.
contest, we'll go pull it down some.
yeah. So
See how it works.
speaking of
So
that,
there's your introduction.
there you go. So Bob has graciously invited us to try to break his station, and
break it
yeah, break it in. That's what I meant.
That's better than breaking your station.
So,
We've already done that once.
Yeah.
well, I must have. I thought I heard him tell me that we were going to break it. I guess he meant break it in.
No.
So the North America QSO party is coming up, and that's one of the events that we get together and do every year. The NAQSO is what, January? What is it, 10th or something?
15th.
15th. So we.
15th and
Is it 15th,
16th.
that late? No,
Yeah.
the second, I thought it was the second Saturday for CW.
Well,
Oh yeah, make sure you're looking at the CW.
I'm looking
version.
at the CW on the 15th and 16th, but
Okay.
we have a month before the next meeting, we can check.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Off the top of my head here.
So here's the thing, since you mentioned that. The church here, as I have been telling you for the last 3 months, is talking about what they're going to do for the club, because if you haven't been paying attention to what I've been telling you, the wonderful governor of our state has decided that churches can no longer accept money from any organization or group that is, or person for that matter, that is not a 501c3 group. So that means the Alcoholics Anonymous, the NARC group, the radio club, everybody who is in a 501c3 corporation is unable to use the church facilities any longer as of January. And that means no quinceañeras in the big hall. They can't rent the facility out for parties. They can't.
Well, say again what it actually says.
It says that if you are not a religious organization or a 501c3 organization, then you cannot pay the church for or use the facilities of the church. Only religious activities and
So paying, is that the key to it?
Yeah. It's
No,
not-
CW's not
They only
regulated,
want,
so
they only want the
CW's
church
not
to accept money
regulated.
from other nonprofits.
That's right, from other nonprofits. And the reasoning they gave was that the churches are stealing away small business money.
Oh, come on.
Well, that's what they say. So your governor has decided that if the church, say, for example, you have a party and you want to have your party here in the gathering hall, or you have a quinceañera and you want to have it in the big hall over there, or you're an Alcoholics Anonymous group and you want to have a meeting at the church, you cannot any longer, because if you do, then the church will lose its tax exemption.
If they accept money for it.
No, because Alcoholics Anonymous, I don't believe they pay for the facility. And
Well, that's not what it sounded like from what you just said, though.
Yeah, it was the money exchange.
no, I don't think it's only.
Say it again.
Well, I can't because I don't
If
have the
the
law in
church
front
isn't
of me.
receiving any compensation for
No, that's not correct, because our group doesn't compensate for this room,
Okay.
and we are exempt from being able to use the room
Well, it'd be
because we're not a nonprofit organization.
How about if we were the church of the continuous wave?
Say that again?
The church of the continuous wave.
Well,
Then you
well, I mean, let's put it this way. If we had a prayer before the meeting, that would constitute us as a religious
Yeah,
group.
that'd be okay. We
And,
do
you
that.
know,
Don't we
not
have-
everybody has to pray, and the
Yeah.
prayer can start at quarter till, and
Everybody doesn't have to pray it.
You pray in your own way silently.
All right.
Yeah.
Would you have to be a
One
member of this church?
yeah, I said you don't have to pray. I
No,
didn't say
as
you
long
have
as
to.
that you have to do anyway.
Praying doesn't make you a 501c3.
No, it doesn't, but it makes you a religious group.
I thought, no, no.
Yeah, it's anyhow, I'm working on it right now. We have to discuss this. So I don't know for certain that the January meeting can be here until it gets ironed out. Now they know that there's a January deadline, so they're working on figuring out how, you know, I'm a member of the church, so
Yeah.
this could be like, I believe, and this is something that I have to look into too, is as a member, maybe if you're having a birthday party and you're a member of the church when you want to have a member party, I think that we have what's called marinerships, and the marinerships are groups that meet and they have a purpose, like it's like a volunteer group that does something, like cleans the church once every 6 months or something, you know. They'll do gardening or something like that. If it's the mariner group, then they can make use of the facilities because they're part of the church as a mariner group.
Right, okay.
And they're offering, you know, some sort of cargo to the church. If that's the case, then yes, it could. So if it means that we have to do some sort of volunteer work for the church to become a group that the church sponsors, we will be a sponsored group, meaning the church is sponsoring us. Right now they're hosting us, but they haven't officially sponsored us.
Right.
So if we become a sponsored group and we're offering them, you know, that just like the Mariners, where we become a Mariner group.
So what do we actually do?
Well, you know, our cargo could be something like, you know, once every few months we have to spend some time cleaning up Buckman Field, like
Okay, yeah.
maybe every third weekend on June we have to go out
Well, we
and
have to
clean
go
the
out
field.
today and then we clean it when we leave.
I don't know what you're talking about, but I know that we need to
After
get
we
out.
drop pizza boxes all over the place.
Well, no, we don't do any of that.
No,
But
no.
yeah, maybe that's what we need to do, is go out and become a sponsored marinership group, and our cargo would be to make certain that we invite the public to the church, obviously, because, you know, we're part of the church, so we should make sure we invite people here. And every third weekend of June, we go and, you know, we take on the cargo
Clean
of
up the
cleaning
field.
that field, yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that'd be a good plan. Maybe you can spend the night out there and keep an eye on the property.
Yeah, that's another thing. We can offer security,
Right, there you go.
out in the field or
A
something.
year, yeah.
Yeah, and so, well, every marinership, there's like, 15 or 20 groups. So they all have assigned times during the year. It's not like they're doing it every single month.
And then we could maybe
know.
once a month meet in the facilities to plan for that in June.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably not a bad idea.
No.
So these are things that I'll propose, that we can volunteer to do for the church, and if they bring us in as a mariner group, then then we can meet as our mariner ship for the church once a month here, and then discuss what it is that we need to do. So the only other thing is I have to figure out the once a year January PayPal thing, because that doesn't line up with that concept. Although we do have, I shouldn't say we, there is a 501c3 bank account that the church runs, and maybe that donation collection could go through the church. So I have to figure this all out. So the only reason I mention it is because, yes, we will have a January meeting, but I don't know where it
Maybe
will
the
be. If it's not here, it will either be, if I can get the library next door to let us use their meeting hall,
Oh, okay.
possibly,
Is it
I
okay
don't
to use
know.
it?
Close at
Okay.
5.
9.
Won't be in your garage.
The meeting hall closes at 9, but the actual library closes at 5.
What does River City do for the meetings?
They don't.
It's all Zoom right now.
But when it's
They're
not,
still on.
what is it?
We met at the SMUD building that's on Don Julio.
And you pay for that.
You have to pay.
They rent that facility.
Yeah, we run it.
Alright.
So we're obviously trying to keep from having to rent if we don't have to. But worst case scenario, we can meet at my place out in the driveway like we always do.
Oh,
And,
great, meet in the dark.
I didn't say come on inside, but there's really isn't enough room to have
I would
everybody.
attack 'em.
Not enough ice cream either.
Oh no, there's plenty of ice cream. We have plenty of ice cream to
Want to rent
purchase.
some bleachers? Yeah,
Yeah, I could do some bleachers.
stack 'em up.
I'll put them in my shack.
Yeah.
Would you all like to sit on bleachers in my shack?
So we have to do that
By
January for
December
sure, because
31st.
December, for the next meeting, which is what?
the church board won't have their
6th.
meeting till sometime in January.
No, they're
No.
they're meeting every week right now.
Okay, or
So
next,
it's already
there's
being,
lots
it's
of
been
other
discussed for the last 2 months now,
Yeah.
and nothing permanent has been done.
because it's your.
So it's still in limbo.
It's still in limbo. That's why I'm saying I don't know where next month's meeting will be. But,
Couldn't we be a sanctuary club?
Somewhere.
well, like I said, we can be a religious group. All we have to do is,
Like I said, the church is
You know,
continuous way.
there is
right?
one.
You need to get yourself ordained somehow.
I am ordained, and I'm also a Stephen minister. So
That's right, you can,
yeah.
Yeah.
So I've actually married 2 people. So I'm right there on that path. So if you want to renew your vows or something, just let me know.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, but I have to discuss it. So, like I said, right now, the only concern is I don't know where we'll meet yet.
Mm.
But
So it's a contingency plan, we're
It's-
talking about the library.
that's correct.
okay.
And then the reason I bring that up is because clearly the event at Bob's place is like 3 days or 4 days after our next
2
Meeting.
days, my friend.
2 days?
Yeah.
Okay. So you see, things are
There'll be
gonna
a
happen
third
real
week,
fast.
the event on
So
Saturday.
that's why I'm mentioning it now, because I want you to be prepared for January for the NAQSO party. So just,
Did you get the date
please.
confirmed? It isn't? The 15th, is that what you said it was?
Well,
There's a day.
can we just have the meeting at Bob's house on the same day that we have the
Yeah.
QSO party?
that's
Yeah,
a
we can do that
possibility.
too. Wouldn't it be very
That's something
long?
that could be done.
Outside.
Yeah, that's actually not a bad
Yeah, we
idea.
can do that.
This is the NACC, is that what it is?
North American QSO Board?
Yeah,
Isn't that in October though?
No,
that's California.
California, just-
Okay, so North American QSO party,
If that's okay with Bob.
CW.
So it is the 8th.
So CW, it says
If it's ever gonna be there, it's gonna be there, so
Yeah, yeah,
just call it a meeting.
it doesn't matter, right.
January
We have a
15th,
lot of
you
reasons.
won't
600.
Is that what you're saying?
Michael, you won't televise the meeting from Boston?
Sure, I would.
Okay.
Just CW.
We have to have the log open, so the laptop's there. This is the club laptop, this is not my laptop. So that's another thing, whoever gets the laptop first after my death, you get to do all the broadcasting and all the editing and
Oh, you really mean-
uploading.
Oh, wow,
So please be prepared for that, or don't touch the computer.
okay.
Yeah, I don't know what it is with their website, but whenever you,
It's a year out of date.
yeah,
I pulled it up,
did you?
Oh, the,
so it's
CSL
1800 on January 15th until
Is it that late?
600.
Wow.
Yeah, we just do we do like a 10-hour or 12-hour day.
We usually
We
do
don't
10
do,
to
12
10
hours.
usually.
yeah, something
10
like,
or
or
10.
9 to 9 or 9 to 10 or 10
Is that
to
the one
10.
that actually goes 24 hours or?
No, that's California.
Yeah, this
So-
one's only 12.
Yeah, this is
Nationwide.
12. So I think
So
we
the whole
normally
thing
do the
is
full
12
12.
Yeah.
I think it's usually like 9 to 9,
10 to 10.
10 to 10.
One
I
of
can't
those,
remember
yeah.
change time.
Yeah, so, but do prepare for that, because I'd really like to see our local members show up. And as you know, and as I've mentioned
out there.
before, we always have a lunch, and then if we're there that long, we usually have a dinner. So, you know, we can order up some pizzas.
can.
Last year, or the year before last, we smoked Bob out of his house. It was pretty good.
Oh, that
Yeah,
was
smoked
great,
pizza,
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
that
it
was,
kept
we
going
had
on.
some good smoke going.
Made a great pizza
And
though.
yeah, it did have. It was actually really good. And of course, it's John's birthday week.
And we had a nice
so,
Mexican dinner.
We
Yeah.
will celebrate John's birthday week as
Yeah.
well.
Mexican deli.
What's your actual birthday? January 11th. So
The 11th, yeah.
yeah, so you'll have just had it. So John will bake us a cake and bring that.
Like,
And
Maybe, if I don't eat it.
you know, yeah.
but in any case, we'll probably have donuts if he's
But-
eaten his cake.
You know, really, why have a meeting anyway?
Yeah,
You're
sure.
doing all that
Yeah.
a week later.
Oh yeah, it would be 2 days before. So
Yeah,
if you
a week
want to
and 2
postpone
days.
the meeting to the
It's a week and-
event,
it's a
I
week
don't
and-
have
week
any
and 2
problem
days.
with that.
It's a
Yeah,
week.
it's 2 days.
Week and
Whatever
2
works.
days.
Oh, a week and 2 days?
Yeah.
So just have that in lieu of the,
If we're talking
Meeting.
15th, that's
We
like-
can.
Call
we
it the
can.
meeting.
I'll tell you what. I'll send an email and see if anybody has any objections. If they don't, I don't see any reason why we should.
what if they do? They, you know,
As a matter of fact, I think that might actually be a good idea, because if I'm not mistaken, I have somewhere to be on the day of the meeting. So it,
Oh, right.
it actually would work out. I remember my wife telling me I'm supposed to be somewhere, and I said, yes, at the meeting, first Thursday, and
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
All in favor of
56.
holding the meeting at my house in January?
Aye. There we go.
Yeah.
So there it is.
Anybody objects, now who cares?
Yep, so there it is.
They don't
So,
have to
January 15th at Bob's place.
Look him up on QRZ.
All right, so I'll change the
The
home
15th
page.
is Saturday, huh?
Yeah.
Easy to find, just look for the top town.
Off Highway 65, right?
Yeah, just drive till you find it, but don't come in from the
Sunset.
west, otherwise you'll be stuck, or, no, don't come in from the north. Because-
There is no north.
Yeah, there's a road that stops, what is that?
You go a little bit past my house, you don't go anywhere farther.
Yeah.
Sunset.
Go north.
Just if you're
Alright.
following Google and it says to take Almond Ranch Road, Almond Ranch Road is the next door neighbor's driveway.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Exactly. Live
all
with
right,
that.
so we'll see
Now that we
everybody
can.
over at Bob's place. I will be broadcasting audio from the radio and video of the log. So if for some reason you can't make it and you want to watch what we're doing, you won't actually. If we have a sit-down meeting
I
before,
remember that.
then we'll broadcast that just like we do here. But otherwise, the video will be the log and the audio will be the radio's audio output. And hopefully, Ella
figure out
Craft in the next month will get you your your USB connector, and it'll make it a whole lot easier
That'd be
just to
nice.
plug that USB in, that's for sure.
Oh,
So-
we're not gonna go into.
Yeah, so, all right, thank you guys for coming, thank you for viewing
Yeah, it might be like
online,
AT&T.
and if you have any questions, comments, or anything you want to check in, feel free to send an email to me, and I'll add you to the log for tonight's meeting. All right, thank you, 73, we'll see you
Oh,
later.
well, that's exactly what mine does.
Thank you, Michael.
Yes.
Thank you, Dennis, appreciate it.